Across the globe, we are fighting the coronavirus pandemic, and our lives have been impacted in unimaginable ways. During this difficult time, more than ever, the Maryland Business Roundtable for Education cares about the continuity, quality, and equity of your child's education. Despite schools being closed and social distancing orders in place, our 30-year commitment to improving student achievement throughout the state of Maryland has not changed. At the onset of the pandemic, we implemented virtual learning, our way of keeping our families and students engaged and connected, offering tips for success in high school and in college.
I know everyone wants to talk about the essay, and while we have some downtime, I think it's important maybe we start working on that essay. Making sure that grammar, punctuation, sentence structure is all there. But another thing too is content. You're going to be given 8 prompts on the Common App that you can sit through, and one of them is always write about anything. And so what I really encourage is, if I never get the chance, or any of my coworkers never get the chance to meet you, that essay should tell us who you are.
Discussions on careers within the STEM industry.
But tell us exactly, what is a bioinformatician?
Yeah, so a bioinformatician is basically telling a computer how to do a biology experiment for you, so that it does all the boring work and you get the exciting results at the end. Your typical biology lab, you're doing work at the bench during lab, and I learned how to write. I learned computer language. It's the same as learning Spanish or any other foreign language, except you don't have to worry about pronunciation. You just have to worry about grammar. So,
advice from coaches on being a successful student athlete.
The biggest thing that has to be understood is that students need to know that if they believe in themselves, number one, to be a college athlete, that's what it takes. At the end of the day, it's going to be their active role, the parents, guardians, and the people that love them, their coaches, obviously putting information out there about them. But really, it comes down to whether or not the student athlete has got the desire to put in the work ethic and really do the necessary steps in order to put them in a position to garner those opportunities.
Absolutely.
Casual yet informative conversations with state education leaders.
I remember as a high school senior looking to college, especially for me, I was looking out of state, so I knew that whatever I was getting was going to be more expensive. But I just remember being so overwhelmed by everything. So where do you suggest families begin that search?
I would say that families should begin by really researching the colleges and universities that the student wants to attend. And by visiting the websites of the schools, you can learn so much about the institution, especially the cost of attendance. How much does it cost to be at this school? Then I would say that students and families need to visit the Federal Student Aid website at studentaid.gov and just kind of peruse the site and learn about federal opportunities such as the Pell Grant and loans. And then visit the Maryland Higher Education Commission's website to learn about state aid and to be able to apply for state aid opportunities. And also ask questions. Meet with the high school counselor. Contact the financial aid office at the college that the student wants to attend. You can contact more than one financial aid office, but really to ask questions and do the research.
Our students are also weighing in, sharing their families' experiences and offering advice to fellow classmates on ways to cope and remain focused during this difficult time.
Relationship, like you miss your teachers, do you feel like you can't connect with them? Let's talk a little bit about that part of this aspect. Go ahead, Abby.
So for me, there's only really one teacher who's really done a really good job with reaching out with us, and part of that is because he has always been really good with that. Even before this started, we communicated through like the GroupMe app and stuff like that, but he's really adamant in making sure it's the only AP class that is offered to sophomores at our school, so it's the most challenging class that we can take pretty much, and he really wants to make sure that we're still prepared for the AP test because it's a modified version of it, but we're still going to be expected to take it. So as soon as all of this started, he was like, he had a game plan. He was like, I felt like this was going to happen, and he set it out. He gave us like a 2-week calendar with like live streams that we can join to talk to him about stuff. Even though the other teachers aren't giving us that opportunity to talk face to face with them through like some kind of like FaceTime or something like that, they're doing a really good job with being thorough and explaining the assignments that we have to do each week. So I don't know, I feel like maybe it would be more beneficial if the board said, look, you have to have an optional meeting with these students so that if kids have questions, they can join the call, they can ask you questions, whether it be on how to submit the work, like the technical side of it, or just how to do the work itself. That way the kids have an option that they can join and ask those questions, maybe just like once a week or something like that.
And some are lending their support to our first responders through the creation of essential personal protective equipment.
Jordan, do you have one that you can show us of what you guys have been printing?
Let me put it together. So we have these masks. They go right over your face, like this. They have little like holes to put the elastics around the back of your head. And I just sent out this week another file for 3D printing. It's an ear guard, so it goes around the back of your head, and you attach the elastics to that instead of your ears, so you don't feel that constant strain on your ears.
While COVID-19 is changing what we've known as our normal way of life, we are defining a new normal for education, not only for today, but for many days ahead. We are here for you, your child, and our communities at large. We're just connecting in a different kind of way. We are a community of connections.